Some mornings look peaceful outside, yet feel unbearably heavy and crowded inside. Nothing hurts sharply, but everything feels distant, muted, and strangely disconnected within. You wake, breathe, and move forward, yet feel separated from your own presence. This is not sadness demanding attention or making dramatic noise for notice. It is emptiness whispering quietly, patiently, hoping someone finally listens. Ethan knew this feeling better than he ever admitted to himself. He worked nights as a watchman at a modest construction site. Each evening, while the city hurried home, his responsibility quietly began. He carried a flashlight, weak coffee, and thoughts left unspoken. Most people pass by without truly noticing his existence. Ethan was never invisible by choice or deliberate withdrawal from life. He lived inside a world that rarely slowed enough to notice. Cars rushed past, voices vanished, buildings swallowed stars without apology. His job required alertness, yet his heart felt deeply worn, not from labor, but from feeling unnecessary and easily replaced. Every night followed the same routine, predictable and emotionally colorless. Unlock the gate, walk the grounds, inspect lights. Without thinking, everything appeared fine, yet something inside always felt misaligned. He wondered when life became only about staying occupied. Dreams once mattered before survival learned to speak louder. Years earlier, Ethan imagined walking an entirely different path forward. He wanted education, learning machines, fixing things with intention and pride. Life demanded rent, meals, and responsibility before offering room for dreams. Opportunities slipped away quietly, without drama, explanation, or warning. He adapted slowly, convincing himself this limited existence was enough. Yet some nights, beneath flickering streetlights, doubt returned uninvited again. Was this truly everything life intended to offer him? A name forgotten by morning, unseen completely in daylight hours. The question lingered longer than the cold night air. Ether locked it away, pretending silence was strength. One evening, workers passed nearby, laughing together without concern. They joked about overtime shifts and the promise of better pay. One glanced at Ethan and smirked absent-mindedly while passing. "Must be easy just standing around," he said casually. The comment wasn't cruel, but it stayed painfully present. Ethan nodded politely, choosing silence instead of explanation or defense. He continued walking, his steps noticeably slower than before. Humiliation doesn't always arrive loudly or announce itself clearly. Sometimes it sits beside you, pretending to be truth. It settles quietly, wearing the mask of reality. He reminded himself not to take careless words personally. People often speak from ignorance, not deliberate intent to wound. Still, his chest felt heavier throughout the rest of night. He questioned his worth, patience, and long series of choices. Silence grew louder than any surrounding sound. At home, his small room waited unchanged and emotionally cold. A chair, a bed, a clock ticking endlessly without mercy. He sat staring at the wall, neither thinking nor resting, not living, not sleeping, simply existing in suspended time. Emptiness stretched minutes into something unbearable. Ethan realized he wasn't angry or deeply sad inside. He felt disconnected from meaning itself, not from emotion, like a tool used daily, yet never acknowledged or thanked. Helpful, necessary, but completely unseen by others. That realization followed him silently for days. The following night, something subtle shifted without warning or announcement. An older supervisor stopped by unexpectedly during the quiet hours. He checked the logbook slowly and nodded with approval. "You're consistent," he said calmly, without exaggeration. "That's rare these days." The words were simple, without praise or performance attached. No lecture followed, no speech, no forced encouragement, just acknowledgement, quiet and genuine in tone. They landed softly, like warmth entering through cracked glass. Ethan felt something shift inside his chest. He realized how long he'd been starving for recognition. Not admiration, not reward, not applause or attention, just being seen as human, not background scenery. The realization stung his eyes briefly. He allowed it to happen. That night, Ethan moved differently through his responsibilities. He stood taller, breathing slower, grounded in awareness. He checked the lights carefully, from respect rather than fear, not for the job, but for himself. He deserved presence within his own life. Days passed, and the work remained exactly the same. The P did not change or improve. The world did not applaud his effort. Yet something inside softened and steadied quietly. That internal shift mattered most. Ethan began observing people instead of judging himself. He noticed hurried steps and tension carried in shoulders. Impatience often spoke before kindness had time to appear. It wasn't personal after all. Everyone carried something unseen. One early morning, a stray dog approached him calmly. It sat nearby, trusting without expectation or fear. Ethan shared part of his sandwich without hesitation. No words were exchanged, only presence. That moment grounded him deeply. He stopped asking heavy questions every single night. He focused instead on smaller, gentler truths, doing his work with care and intention daily. Breathing without rushing through each passing moment. Listening instead of resisting emptiness. Now, when emptiness visits, Ethan greets it calmly. He knows it will pass in time. He knows he remains whole and worthy. Not because life became easy, but because he chose awareness. And that quiet choice slowly changed everything.